Well, hello everyone. This is Joe. Welcome to Joe's Drum Shop, and I'm glad you're here because we're going to learn some more about drumming. The last time we got together, we were just getting started with the notes and the basic kind of learning all the drums and the cymbals. And we just got started with some patterns. We were using the ride cymbal, snare, and the bass. This time we're on lesson 5, and we're going to be on page 16. So if you have the book, which is Fast Track Drums 1, and we're going to go to that right now. So let's start off with the hi-hat. We're actually starting the hi-hat playing quarter notes. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 on the hi-hat, and then 2 and 4 on the snare, and 1 and 3 on the bass. It's going to start like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. All right, number 22, nice hat number 2. This basically is going to be eighth notes on the hi-hat this time, so we're going to be playing a little bit faster with the right stick. The left stick's going to be still on 2 and 4, and the bass drum's still on 1 and 3. So here we go. 1, 2, ready, go, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and stop. All right, number 23. This is hi-hat, nice hat number 3. Again, the hi-hat's going to be on quarter notes. This time the snare drum's still going to be on 2 and 4, and the bass drum is going to be changing to all 4. So we're going to start this one off. So basically the hi-hat and the bass drum play together, okay? Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and stop. All right, number 24, nice hats, number 4. We're going to be doing eighth notes on the hi-hat. The bass drum's going to be playing all 4, and the snare drum on 2 and 4. Let's do that one. 1, 2, ready, go, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 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 and stop. All right, very good. So we got the hi-hat, we got the snare drum, we got the bass drum going now. Again, remember the hi-hat and the ride cymbal are very similar. They don't sound alike, but they do the same job, which is the timekeeping of the whole drum set, okay? So your ride cymbal and your hi-hat are very good to keep with the time. All right, next thing we're going to do is actually take these two, the hi-hat and the ride cymbal, and we're going to play on page 17. It's called My Left Foot. So my left foot is always opening and closing with the hi-hat when I need to. I basically just kind of take the hi-hat and I push down on the pedal and kind of release, and it opens the cymbals up. I push down and they close. Sometimes you might have to do a little bit of adjustment on this, okay? Basically, it's very easy to do. You can loosen the wing nut up and then just kind of push down on the pedal a little bit and then tighten it up, and then you should get a good little space between the cymbals. Remember, you only want like about that much of the cymbal being separated from the top and the bottom, okay? So it's very kind of important that that does that. If you open it too far, it kind of, that makes your foot go down too low, and it kind of can throw you off with the timing. If you put it too close, well then you might have it closed. It's just not important, but it is important, so you want to keep it open a little bit. So I'd say like about that much, inch or two, and you should be good to go. I usually sometimes will stick my fingers in between the hi-hat cymbals, or sometimes I'll put the stick in between to kind of get just an idea of how far I want to keep it open. All right, so now what we're doing, we're not playing bass drum, we're not playing snare drum, we're going to be doing the ride cymbal and the hi-hat, because these have to jive together, again, because these are the timekeeper of the whole set, all right? So here we go. We're going to do the first one, number 25. I'm playing quarter notes on the ride cymbal and quarter notes on the hi-hat. They will play together, okay? So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. All right. Next, on line 2 of my left foot, we're playing 8th notes this time. Going to do those on the ride cymbal. And the hi-hat's still going to be doing quarter notes. So here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and stop. All right. Next, on line 3, we're going to be playing quarter notes. And this time, the hi-hats are not going to be playing on all 4. They're going to be playing on 2 and 4. Okay? A lot of times when rock drummers will play, sometimes they'll just keep the hi-hat going on 2 and 4, which kind of locks in with the snare drum. So that way they can lock in really good and tight together. And again, that timing is even better and tighter. Okay? So that's what we want. So we're going to start this off. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and stop. All right. Last but not least, we're going to be doing the 8th notes on the ride cymbal and hi-hat still on 2 and 4. That'll sound like this. 1, 2, ready, go. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. Simple as that. As you can see, it's very important to get this hi-hat going. Right now, when we do these patterns and stuff, we're going to be using the hi-hat mainly closed, but in this particular page, they wanted to get you started doing the hi-hat to get the feel of what it's like. And then later on, down through the book, they'll get more involved with that, okay? All right, so next step. We're on next page, 18. This is called Feet Beats number 4, and there's actually 4 exercises with this one. Again, we don't need the snare drum or the ride cymbal, so we're just going to be doing the feet. So I'm going to need basically a bass drum on all 4, and then the hi-hat's going to be playing on all 4 with the bass drum. So it's going to sound like this. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and stop. All right, very good. Now, line 2, we're going to be playing, again, 4 quarter notes on the bass drum. The hi-hat will play on 2 and 4. Okay, so here we go with this. 1, 2, ready, go. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and stop. All right. Line 3, the bass drum will be on, this time, 1 and 3, and the hi-hat's going to play on all 4. So now the roles are going to switch. So we're going to be a little bit busier with the hi-hat, okay? Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and stop. All right, and the last exercise on this Feet Beats is the bass drum's going to be playing on 1 and 3, and the snare drum on 2 and 4. Okay, so it's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and stop. All right, down to the bottom of the page on 18, we're going to be doing Nimble Limbs number 1. And this actually brings in the ride cymbal along with the hi-hat. Now, this is the first time in this book where we're starting to play all 4 limbs. What I mean by all four limbs, the right hand, your left hand's playing something, your left foot's playing something, your right foot's playing something. When you play all these together, it's kind of like that old thing where you rub your tummy and pat your head. That is actually easier than this, but again, it's got to be taken very slowly and just take your time with it. And don't get mad. There's no reason to get mad if you can't get it the first time. But again, if you keep practicing it and you let your brain concentrate on one thing at a time, you'll start to get it, and then you can put it together. In fact, when I used to take drum lessons, my teacher would say, break it up. If you're having a problem with the whole thing together, separate things. Maybe do the ride cymbal and the bass, or do the hi-hat and the snare, or do a combination until you can get the feel of what it's like to play all four. So we're going to do this right now. So we're doing quarter notes on the ride cymbal, snare drum's playing 2 and 4, bass drum 1 and 3, and the hi-hat on 2 and 4, okay? So here we go. This is called Nimble Limbs number 1, but it's number exercise 27. So here we go. 1, 2, ready, go, and 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and stop. Ta-da! Pretty easy when you think about it, and as you do, is like I said, it's going to get hard at first, but again, give it time. Nimble Limbs number 2, we're going to be playing the hi-hat on all 4, okay? The ride cymbal is going to be playing 8th notes, snare drum on 2 and 4, and the bass drum on 1 and 3. So here we go with that. 1, 2, ready, go, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and stop. All right, as you can see, a little tricky, but again, you can get it. Just don't give up. All right, we're on to lesson 6 now, and this time we'll be playing ride cymbal, and the bass drum's going to change around a little bit between 8th notes and quarter notes. So let's start this off, and this is again to get the bass drum and the ride cymbal, the two rights, okay, your right hand and your right foot playing together, okay? And we'll do it with different timing. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right. Now, let's take a look at they have a shaded box in gray, and it's basically, it says, what about the rest? So sometimes there are 8th notes, and like I said, sometimes they have 8th rest along with quarter notes and quarter rests and so on. So this basically is an exercise in playing, again, the right stick with the ride cymbal. The bass drum's going to be playing all sorts of things, but watch those 8th notes, okay, because they're going to have some 8th rest in there as well. So again, when you see an 8th rest, you just rest for a half of a count. So you'll see as I play this, and it'll make more sense to you when you see it written out as I'm playing along with it. So let's check this out right now. This is exercise number 30, okay? 1, 2, ready, go, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay? Just like that. Next one, 31, it's called quarter note ride, and again, we're going to be playing quarter notes on the ride cymbal, and the bass drum will play various 8th notes and quarter notes. Okay, so here we go with this one. 1, 2, ready, go, and 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Just like that, okay? Again, be patient with yourself. Again, you might not get it the first time. Practice it. Try it slow at first. When it becomes easier, then you can speed it up like I just did there. All right, quarter note ride number 2. This is exercise 32. We're doing quarter notes on the ride. And again, various 8th notes and quarter notes. And don't forget the 8th rest. They're in there too. All right, so here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. And 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, and 2, and 3, 4. All right, next, eighth note ride. We're going to be playing snare drum finally and bass drum along with it, and it's going to change around a little bit. So listen to this. Now, before, when we played patterns, they were the same pattern over and over every measure. This bass drum is going to change every measure, so be careful. Take it easy. Again, slow it down to start off with, and then we'll gradually increase it as you get better with it, okay? Here we go. We're going to start off kind of mid-range and not go too fast or too slow. So 1, and 2, and ready, go. 1, and 2, 3, and 4. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4. Okay? All right, we are on to the next page. Quarter note ride number 3. This is exercise 34. And again, we're going to be doing quarter notes this time. Snare drum on 2 and 4, but the bass drum will play eighth notes, quarter notes, and eighth rest. So be careful. Again, take it slow. Here we go. 34. 1, 2, ready, go. And 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, and 2, and 3, 4. All right, next we're going to be doing something a little different now. We're taking a break on the bass drum. We're going to be putting the ride cymbal and snare drum together. So now we're going to be doing exercising the right hand and the left hand together, okay? So we're going to be playing various eighth notes and quarter notes on the snare drum while the eighth notes are playing continuously on the ride cymbal. So let's see what that sounds like. 1, 2, ready, go. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 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 2, and 3, 4. All right, that was a little longer. That's a two-liner, okay? It actually had 2 lines built in there. And you can always tell by the notation at the end of the line, you'll see either a single line or a double line. The single line says to keep continuing on to the next line. And when you see that double bar at the end, that means stop, okay? All right, the next one's going to be another 2-bar. And so we're going to do that one as well. And let's start this one off. It's exercise 36, snare and some eighths, number 2. Again, ride cymbal is going to be playing quarter notes and snare drum doing quarter notes and eighth notes, okay? So here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. And 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, 3, and 4, 1, and 2, and 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4. All right, doing good so far. Now, the next 2 are 2 single lines, and exercise number 37, it's called the full groove, and it's going to have the eighth note ride cymbal. So let's try that out. Again, different eighth notes and quarter notes with the bass and snare this time. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. And 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, and 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, 4. All right. Last one on page 20, it's called Full Groove. It's quarter ride. So now we're going to be doing quarter notes on the ride cymbal. And again, the bass drum and snare drum will again do quarter notes and eighth note variations. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, and 2, 3, and 4. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, 4. All right, we are on to page 21, and I think this is going to be fun. We got, next time we get together, I'm going to be doing lesson 7. But right now, we're going to be kind of finally putting all of everything that we've done together. Now, these 12 great grooves, the reason why they call them great, because these are a lot of patterns that are on famous rock beats and rock songs. So let's start off the first one. I'm going to play this one. It's basically eighth notes on the ride cymbal, and again, variations on the snare and bass. In fact, all of these are going to be variations on snare and bass. I'm going to play these 4 times, okay? Now, they only show one measure on each one of these, but we're going to show and play one measure 4 times, okay? And we'll go through, there's actually, like I said, 12 of these. So the first one, number 1, is going to sound like this. 1, 2, ready, go, and 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and. All right. Number 2. Again, we're doing this one quarter notes on the ride cymbal, and the snare and the bass are going to do variations, okay? And this one has a quarter rested it on beat 3, as you can see. Here we go, number 2. 1, 2, ready, go, and 1, 2, and 3, 4. 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 All right. Next one, number 3. We're going back to eighth notes on the ride. And again, this one might be a little familiar to you. This one's very similar to AC/DC. And it was a song that was called, I'm trying to think of the name of it. It'll come to me. We'll play it, and I'll let you hear what it sounds like. So here we go. Number 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. Shook Me All Night Long. That's the name of that one. Okay, that's the actual beat. If I play it a little faster, I'll do that for you. We're going to play it a little bit faster so you can hear. This is what it would be if I was playing that song. So it'd be like about here. Pretty fun, right? See, once you get these things sped up, they actually start to sound like something. Right now, we're playing them slow, so they don't sound like much yet. But again, once you get comfortable, like I say all the time, once you get it, start speeding it up. Okay? Here we go, number 4. 4 is going to be playing quarter notes this time, and we're going to be playing eighth notes and quarter notes variations. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, and 4. 1, 2, and 4. 1, 2, and 4. 1, 2, and 4. All right. Next one, number 5. This one's pretty cool too. Believe it or not, in this particular pattern, the snare drum only plays once, so it kind of sounds a little different than your average rock beat. But again, it's still a rock beat, okay? So number 5, here's what it sounds like. 1, 2, ready, go, and 1, 2, and 3, 4. 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 All right, number 6. This one's a fun one. Actually, this one is kind of like a reverse polka. And I know it's kind of funny that, like, what does rock have to do with polkas? But it is. It actually is a kind of like a polka beat. A polka starts with the bass drum and then the snare drum. This is actually in reverse order. Later on, they called this one a blast beat. If you play it really, really fast, it becomes like your punk rock stuff or your metal stuff, and that's what they call a blast beat. So let's hear what it sounds like when we're playing it slow. It's not going to sound too much like a blast beat, but here's what it sounds like anyway. So quarter notes on the ride, again, eighth notes and bass drum variations, okay? Snare drum and bass drum, eighth notes, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right, so as you can see, kind of like a reverse polka. If I did a polka, again, it would be the bass drum first and then the snare drum. It's kind of like this. If I played that again, of course, number 5 would be snare drum first, eh? All right, enough of the polka. All right, number 7. Eighth notes on the ride cymbal this time, and bass drum and snare drum variations. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 4 and. All right. Number 8, we're going back to quarter notes. As you notice, we've been going quarter notes, eighth notes, quarter notes, eighth notes. That's the way this exercise is doing it. So number 8 is going to be quarter notes on the ride cymbal, and again, variations with the bass and snare. So here we go. 2, ready, go. 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 4 and. All right, number 9. We're going to be playing eighth notes and again variations with snare and bass. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go, and 1, 2, 3 and 4 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 and 1. All right, number 10. Quarter notes again on the ride cymbal, and here we go, snare drum and bass drum variations. 1, 2, ready, go, and 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. All right. Number 11, getting down to the last 2 here. Eighth notes on the ride cymbal, and again, snare drum and bass drum variations. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 2, 3, 4 and 1 and 2, 3, 4 and. All right, and last but not least, this is the last pattern for the day. And let's try this one out. We're doing quarter notes. And this one actually sounds a lot like a CCR song. This one is kind of like Susie Q, okay? You're going to hear the variation of it. But again, quarter notes on the ride cymbal and snare drum and bass drum variations. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 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 Now Susie Q basically has one more bass drum. So I'm going to kind of explain that one to you. Even though it's not in the book, I can explain it. It's exactly the same thing that you just got done playing, but there's one more bass drum at the end on after 4. It's 4 and. So the bass drum will hit on the and of 4, okay? So here's what this Susie Q would sound like. Now that's slowed down, so if I play it a little bit more up to tempo, the way the song is, it would sound like this. Well, that's all we have time for today, and we'll see you guys on the next show of Joe's Drum Shop. You guys keep rocking, keep practicing. You guys take care, and we'll see you on the next one. Any questions, let me know. Take care.